If you look back over the past history, the talk about the fact that this has been a nation that has been wasting energy, that we have been squandering a finite resource, is utter nonsense. By any relevant criterion, the situation is precisely the opposite. At least since the 1920s, governmental policy has been making energy more expensive than it should have been. Relative to the real costs of producing energy, we have been overpaying for it. If, from an economic point of view, we have been doing anything, we've been using too little energy and not too much. The artificial pricing of energy has forced us to substitute more expensive ways of producing things for energy. Well, then you will say to me, why then is it that we have an energy crisis? Why does President Carter propose a major far-reaching program that would restructure the whole energy industry? Why does he say that this is a first priority item, that fighting the energy fight is a moral equivalent of war? The answer, I believe, is that three forces have coalesced to produce a real energy problem. The first and the most immediate was the establishment of an effective OPEC cartel, of an effective monopoly, which, beginning in 1973, was able to raise substantially the price of oil. Incidentally, the creation and establishment of that monopoly owes a great deal to the encouragement which was given to the OPEC countries to form such an organization by the mistaken diplomacy of the United States government. The second factor has been the cumulative effect over time of government controls and regulation, beginning to go to the most important of them with the fixing of the price of natural gas from the 50s and of oil from 1971. And the third has been a change in the philosophical attitudes of the public toward the role of government. So our present energy problem, like our present problem in many other areas, derive from the cumulative effects of the cartel, of government controls and regulations, and of this change in philosophical attitudes. What is the present status and prospects, then, for U.S. regulation? Many people have emphasized that Carter's energy plan would not achieve its stated objectives. But that's looking at the surface of things. The true and real objectives of the energy plan are not and cannot be the stated objectives. Again, I have a very difficult choice to make. James Schlesinger is an intelligent, well-trained economist. He cannot possibly believe that the plan he has proposed would produce the results he says it would. What is the real objective? As of so many other things, you have to look beneath the surface. The real objective is power and control. You have many predictions that Mr. Carter will not get his way, that there will come out of Congress an energy plan that will be very different than what he puts in. I think that's wrong. I think Mr. Carter has already gotten his way in what really counts. He has already gotten the major element of the whole program, namely a Department of Energy. A Department of Energy which has 20,000 employees and a budget of $10 billion. A budget roughly equivalent to the profits of all of the American oil companies combined. He is going to spend, what is it, $3 a barrel of oil in order to keep the price of oil from rising. But more important, you therefore have 20,000 full-time employees who have a strong interest to propagandize for and to work for the government takeover of the oil industry. And is there any doubt that that is what they will be doing? Let every other element of that program be defeated in Congress, be turned down. And it's only a question of time until they're enacted. Because what really matters is having the position of power from which to move. So I believe that those people who have been rather optimistic on the ground that Congress is not going to enact the measures Carter proposed are making an enormous mistake. That the Congress has already given Carter most of what's involved. And I may say the Department of Energy was established with a bipartisan vote of Republicans and Democrats. Unfortunately, Republican politicians are no less short-sighted than Democratic politicians when it comes to matters of this kind.